Welcome to our deep dive into Ken Honda's Happy Money. I have to say, when you shared this book with me, the concept of smiling money really stood out.
It is a bit of a, head scratcher at first,
Oh, yeah,
right?
for sure.
Early on in the book, Honda describes this encounter with Emin who wanted to see if the money in his wallet was smiling.
Really?
Yeah, not even to spend it, but just to, look at it.
What could she learn from looking at his cash?
Hmm.
I mean, money is money, right?
Well, that's exactly the assumption Honda challenges. He believes money carries energy. It can be positive or negative,
Yeah.
depending on how it's earned, spent, and even just thought about.
Uh,
So smiling money, for him, is it represents money that flows into your life with a sense of joy and gratitude.
so like winning the lottery, the one you always dreamt of.
Well, that could be one example, but it's broader than that. Think about a kid using their allowance to buy a gift for their parent
Yeah.
or donating to a cause that really resonates with you. That's the energy of happy money at work.
Yeah.
It's not just about the amount, but the feeling behind it.
Okay, that makes sense. So what about the flip side of that? What would be an example of what he calls unhappy money?
Imagine getting a bonus at a job you absolutely hate.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure, it's more money, but it might come with a sense of resentment or guilt.
Yep.
Or think about paying bills that you feel are unfair. That's money that carries a sense of burden or negativity with it.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the difference. It's like the money itself isn't really the problem. It's the emotions we attach to it.
Exactly. And those emotions, Honda says, can actually impact our financial well-being.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if we constantly approach money with fear or scarcity, it can create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So where does this idea of money as a game fit into all of this? I know you highlighted that in your
Oh,
notes.
yeah, this is where things get really interesting. Honda uses this analogy of a game
Okay.
to describe our relationship with money. And he asks us, how are you playing this game? Are you playing to win at all costs? Or are you trying to enjoy the process?
Wait, so is he saying we should treat like real money like monopoly money?
Not exactly. I mean, the stakes are definitely higher in real life.
True. True.
Yeah. But the point is that, like any game, there are, rules, strategies,
Mm.
and even different players with different motivations.
Nah.
Understanding these dynamics can help us play the money game more effectively and also more joyfully.
Okay. But life throws curveballs, right?
Mm.
The economy is always changing. Unexpected expenses pop up.
Yeah.
How can we strategize when the rules of the game keep changing on us?
That's the challenge, and Honda acknowledges it. He says it's not about having a rigid plan,
Right.
but about developing a flexible mindset and understanding the bigger picture. He even points out how different resources have been used as currency throughout history.
Mm.
What's valuable today might not be tomorrow, so it's about adapting and flowing with those changes.
This all makes sense to me, but it feels very big picture so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we bring this down to a personal level?
Well, one way Honda does this is by exploring different money EQ personalities.
Money EQ.
Yeah.
Like some people are savers and some people are spenders,
Oh,
right?
it's more nuanced than that, yeah. He dives deeper into the why behind these tendencies.
Okay.
So, for instance, the compulsive saver might be driven by anxieties rooted in childhood experiences with scarcity, while the compulsive spender could be rebelling against a restrictive upbringing.
So understanding our money EQ, our own money EQ, can help us break free from those patterns.
Exactly. It's not about judging ourselves or others for our financial habits, but about developing self-awareness.
Right.
Once we understand why we relate to money the way we do, we can start to make conscious choices that align with our values and our goals.
This actually reminds me of something that really resonated with me in the book, the concept of healing money wounds.
Right. That's a key part of Honda's philosophy. Yeah. He believes that past experiences, especially in childhood,
Yeah.
can create deep-seated negative beliefs
Yeah.
about money.
Yeah.
These money wounds can manifest as a fear of spending or
Right.
hoarding or even self-sabotage.
He gives some pretty vivid examples in the book,
He does.
like being scolded as a kid for wanting to buy a toy,
Yeah,
or hearing your parents constantly argue about money.
exactly. Even seemingly small events can leave lasting impressions.
Right.
It's not about dwelling on the past, though, but about acknowledging those experiences with compassion and understanding.
So how do we actually go about healing those wounds? Is it just about talking about them?
Talking can be helpful, but Honda suggests a more introspective approach.
Go ahead.
He encourages us to recall specific money-related memories from childhood,
Hmm.
but to observe the situation as an outsider, like with a sense of detachment.
Almost like you're watching a scene from a movie.
Yes. He even suggests picturing your parents in that moment and trying to understand their actions from a place of empathy,
Hmm.
recognizing that they were likely carrying their own money wounds.
That's powerful. It shifts the focus from blame to understanding.
Yeah.
But how does forgiveness fit into all of this?
Forgiveness is crucial, both for ourselves and for those who may have contributed to our money wins.
Right.
Holding on to resentment just um, perpetuates that cycle of unhappy money.
Yeah.
Honda believes that that by releasing those negative emotions, we can create space for healing and create a more positive flow of money in our lives.
This idea of flow is, it's interesting. I remember Honda using an analogy to explain it, something about a store.
Oh, right. He compares money to the flow of customers in and out of a store.
Okay.
Some days are busy, some are slow.
Yeah.
There are peaks and valleys, but the key is finding a rhythm that works for you.
Yeah.
It's not about chasing the biggest possible income, but about creating a flow that feels comfortable and sustainable.
So it's not about working ourselves to the bone just to make more and more money.
Exactly. Honda emphasizes the importance of finding a balance between work and life,
Right.
between earning and enjoying. He even suggests that sometimes a slower pace can bring more peace of mind and ultimately more abundance.
This all ties back to the idea of happy money, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just about, the amount, but the energy and the intention behind it.
Absolutely. And this is where the concept of tribe comes into play.
Tribe.
Yeah, Honda believes that surrounding yourself with people who, resonate with your values and support your work
Uh-huh.
is crucial to finding that flow.
He calls these people your tribe.
Yeah. Your tribe understands your work.
Yeah.
They appreciate your efforts and they become a source of support and encouragement.
Right.
They contribute to a positive flow of energy, both financially and emotionally.
So finding your tribe is like building a support system for your happy money journey.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. And Honda goes even further,
Okay.
suggesting that sharing your flow generously
Mhm.
can actually increase abundance.
Wait, so he's saying that giving money away can make you richer?
It might sound counterintuitive,
It does.
but he tells this fascinating story about his mentor,
Okay.
Wahei Takeda, who embodied this philosophy.
Hmm.
Takeda was known for his marrow up approach, which basically means going above and beyond, prioritizing the other person's gain, even if it means losing a little in the process.
That's a pretty radical concept
It
in
is.
today's competitive world.
Yeah.
Did it actually work for him?
Well, Takeda's success is a testament to the power of generosity. He never lacked for clients or opportunities
Wow.
because people were drawn to his sincerity and willingness to put others first.
Mhm.
His abundance wasn't just financial, it was a richness of relationships and goodwill.
This is all making me rethink my whole approach to money.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering, how do we practically cultivate this marrow up mindset? How do we invite more happy money into our lives?
That's what we'll explore next. Honda offers some really specific tips. Some of them are pretty surprising.
I'm ready for more surprises. I have a feeling this deep dive is just getting started.
Okay, we were just talking about this incredible story of Honda's mentor and his philosophy of marrow up generosity as a path to abundance. I'm still processing that one.
It's definitely a mind shift, especially in a culture that often equates success with like outdoing others.
Right, right.
But Honda's whole book is about challenging those conventional money mindsets.
Exactly. And one of the most powerful ideas he presents is the concept of healing those
Yeah.
money wounds.
Yeah.
It's not just about like adopting new habits, but addressing those deeper, often subconscious beliefs that are holding us back
It's like clearing out the emotional clutter.
to make space for that happy money to flow in.
Right.
And this is where understanding our family history with money comes in.
He actually suggests going back as far as our grandparents. Why is that so important?
Because those generational patterns can have a huge impact on our own beliefs and behaviors. Even if we're not like consciously aware of them.
Yeah.
Think about it. Our grandparents lived through wars, depressions, maybe even periods of famine.
Right.
Those experiences really shaped their relationship with money, and those anxieties can be passed down like through generations.
So it's like we're inheriting their financial anxieties along with the family silver.
Exactly. And Hanger argues that by understanding their struggles, we can start to kind of untangle those patterns and make more conscious choices for ourselves.
So it's not about blaming our parents or grandparents, but understanding the context of their choices.
Right. It's about having compassion for the challenges they faced
Yeah.
and recognizing how those experiences might have shaped their financial habits and maybe, in turn, shaped our own.
This all makes sense, but it also feels a little daunting, you know?
Yeah.
How do we actually go about healing these money wounds?
Well, Honda offers a few practical exercises in the book.
Okay.
One that really stood out to me is what he calls the observing parents exercise.
Tell me more about that.
So he guides you to recall a specific memory related to money
Okay.
from your childhood, a time when you felt, hurt, disappointed, or maybe even ashamed.
Okay, yeah, I can think of a few.
Now, here's the key. Instead of reliving that memory as like the hurt child,
Right.
you observe the scene as a detached observer, almost like you're watching a movie.
That's interesting. It creates some distance from the emotional charge of the
Yes,
memory.
exactly. And then he has you focus on your parents in that moment.
Okay.
But instead of judging them, you try to understand their actions from a place of empathy.
Okay.
Like, what might they have been going through? What were their own money wounds?
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is.
Instead of blaming them for our pain, we're trying to understand their own struggles.
Exactly. And often when we do that, we realize that they were doing the best they could with the knowledge and resources they had at the time.
So forgiveness plays a big role in this process.
Absolutely. Forgiveness is essential for releasing those negative emotions and breaking free from those generational patterns. Honda reminds us that holding on to resentment only perpetuates that cycle of unhappy money.
Yeah, forgiving ourselves is important too, right?
Oh, of course.
I mean, we all make financial mistakes.
Yeah, we need to be kind to ourselves and acknowledge that we're all on a journey.
Right.
Healing money wounds is a process, not a one-time fix.
Yeah.
There might be times when those old fears and anxieties, resurface, but by developing greater self-awareness,
Right.
we can choose a different response.
So once we've started to address those underlying money wounds, what's the next step? How do we actually start to create a more positive flow of money in our lives?
Well, Honda challenges us to rethink what money actually is. He points out that we often confuse money with like the physical representation of it, coins, bills, even credit cards.
Right.
But money is constantly evolving, right? We have digital payments, cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's more about energy in exchange than physical objects.
So it's not about hoarding dollars, but understanding the energy flow.
Exactly. Honda encourages us to see money as a flow of energy that connects us to resources, opportunities, and experiences.
But if money is energy, it can be blocked, right?
Yeah.
Just like a clogged pipe.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Our beliefs, our emotions, even our past experiences can create those blockages. That's why healing those money wounds is so crucial.
Right.
It's like clearing the path for the happy money to flow freely.
So what does a healthy flow look like?
Right.
Does everyone need the same amount of flow to be happy?
That's where Honda's analogy of a lake and a river comes in.
Oh, I remember you mentioning that in your notes. Refresh my memory.
So the lake represents your assets,
Okay.
your savings, investments, property.
Right.
It's like a source of stability and security.
Mm-hmm.
The river, on the other hand, represents your income,
Okay.
the flow of money coming in and going out.
Okay, yeah, I'm picturing it.
And the size of that river, Honda explains, will vary depending on your individual needs, goals, and lifestyle choices.
Right.
So some people might thrive with a smaller, steadier river, while others might need a larger, more dynamic flow.
So it's not about comparing ourselves to others or striving for some like arbitrary level of wealth.
Yeah.
It's about finding the flow that feels right for us.
Exactly. It's about creating a balance between the lake and the river.
Right.
A flow that supports your needs without creating unnecessary stress or anxiety.
This is giving me a much clearer picture of how to approach my own finances.
Good.
It's not just about budgeting or investing, but about creating a healthy, sustainable flow.
And this is where Honda's optimism about the future of money comes in.
Oh, okay.
He believes that as technology advances,
Uh-huh.
the role of money in our lives might change dramatically.
He actually compares money to salt.
He does.
How does that work?
Well, he points out that salt was once a highly valuable and scarce resource,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
It was essential for preserving food, and people even used it as currency.
Right.
But as technology advanced, we found new ways to preserve food, and salt became much more abundant and less expensive.
Okay. So he's saying that money might become less central to our survival in a similar way.
Exactly. He envisions a future where like basic needs like food, shelter, and healthcare
Right.
might become more accessible
Uh-huh.
and affordable,
Okay.
freeing us from that constant worry about financial scarcity.
That's a pretty radical idea.
It-
But I can see how technology could play a role.
Yeah.
We're already seeing um, shifts in how we work, consume, and even connect with each other.
And while he acknowledges the challenges, a growing population,
Yeah.
environmental concerns,
Mhm.
increasing demands on resources,
Mm-hmm.
he remains optimistic. He
Wow.
believes human ingenuity combined with a shift towards happy money can lead us to a more sustainable and fulfilling future.
So it's not about eliminating money altogether, but changing our relationship with it.
Exactly. It's about moving from a mindset of fear and scarcity
Right.
to one of abundance and generosity.
Yeah.
It's about seeing money as a tool for creating positive change,
Yeah.
both in our own lives and in the world around us.
This is all so inspiring, but I'm also wondering, how do we practically apply these concepts in our daily lives?
Well, Honda offers some surprisingly down-to-earth advice
Right.
on how to invite more happy money into our experience.
This is what I've been waiting for. Give me the practical tips. So you mentioned that Ken Honda offers some practical tips for inviting happy money into our lives.
Yeah, one of the simplest, but maybe the most profound,
Right.
is the practice of saying arigato to your money,
Hmm.
both when it comes in and when it goes out.
Or that's thank you in Japanese, right?
Exactly. It's a way of acknowledging and appreciating the flow of abundance in our lives,
Uh-huh.
even for, seemingly mundane transactions.
It's like saying arigato when I get my paycheck, but also when I'm like paying my bills.
Precisely. It shifts our focus from like a sense of lack or obligation
Yeah.
to one of gratitude and appreciation.
That's fascinating. It seems so simple, but I can see how it could like really change your whole perspective.
It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance, recognizing that that money is a tool that allows us to exchange energy and value with others.
What other practical tips does Honda suggest?
Well, he encourages us to buy from people we genuinely like and to support local businesses.
Hmm.
This aligns with that marrow up philosophy,
Right.
Creating win-win situations where everyone benefits.
So it's not just about getting the cheapest price, but considering the human connection
Yeah,
and the impact our spending has on others.
exactly. And he even suggests paying a little more than asked sometimes.
Oh, really?
If we feel inspired to do so as like a gesture of appreciation, it's a way of acknowledging the value someone has brought to our lives.
It's like a voluntary tip,
Yeah.
but with a deeper intention behind it.
Right. It's about shifting from a transactional mindset to one of generosity and appreciation.
All of these suggestions seem to point towards a future where money isn't this source of like constant stress and anxiety,
Yeah,
but a tool for connection and positive change.
right.
Is that what Honda envisions?
Absolutely. He believes in a future where we're free from that fear of lack,
Okay.
where we trust in the flow of abundance, and where we approach money with gratitude, generosity, and a deep sense of purpose.
But how do we navigate the future of money? With all the rapid changes happening around us,
Yeah,
technology is evolving, the economy is unpredictable.
it is.
It feels a little overwhelming sometimes.
Honda encourages us to embrace change, to be adaptable,
Okay.
and to trust in our ability to navigate those unknowns. He emphasizes the importance of having a strong support network
Yeah,
a tribe of people who share our values and support our journey.
right.
This is especially important, in times of financial uncertainty.
Yeah.
Knowing we have people we can rely on gives us the courage to take risks and pursue our passions.
So it's not about having all the answers, but about having the right people by our side.
Exactly. And it's about remembering that true security doesn't come from clinging to what we have,
Right.
but from being open to new possibilities and embracing the journey.
This has been an incredible deep dive into happy money.
Hmm.
I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on money, not just as a means to an end, but as an energy that can be used for good.
I think Honda's work is a powerful reminder that our worth isn't determined by our bank balance, but
Mhm.
by the contributions we make and the joy we bring to others.
Yeah.
He urges us to discover and embrace our unique gifts and talents and to use them to make a positive impact,
Yeah.
to the world.
He leaves us with a powerful question to ponder. What small step can you take today to invite more happy money into your life?
That's a great question for all of us to reflect on,
Right.
whether it's, expressing gratitude for the money we have, practicing generosity, or simply shifting our mindset towards abundance. We all have the power to create a more positive financial reality,
Yeah.
for ourselves and for the world.
This deep dive into happy money has been truly inspiring. I hope it's sparked some new ideas for you and a sense of possibility. And remember, it's not just about the numbers. It's about the energy we bring to our financial lives. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep those smiles on your money.